It's another big week here in GTA Online when it comes to vehicles because Rockstar is handing out over $2 million worth of vehicles completely for free. You've got two great standout rides up for grabs. For one, we have a supercar that's built for top-end performance, and then we also have more of a classic sports car that's going to be hiding some serious firepower under the hood. We're going to be talking about both of these, so whether you're going to use these for races, money grinding with them, or if you're more of like a car collector just looking for some more rare DLC vehicles that you want to add to your garage, this week's lineup honestly delivers some pretty good value for absolutely zero cost to you as a player when it comes to money in this game. I'm going to be breaking down both of them so you'll know exactly what makes these free rides worth claiming before the event ends. We'll go over customization, performance, and test them live here in game. So thank you guys so much for tuning back in, and let's get started. When it comes to the first vehicle you can unlock, players can get the Ocelot Ardent for free this week simply by completing the super easy prize ride challenge, which is finishing top 2 of an LS Car Meet Series race. No consecutive day requirement, nothing like that. Just complete one drag race with at least one other player and you're good to go. And when you do that, you'll both actually win the car. Originally featured in the gun running DLC, it's valued at $1,150,000. Overall, the Ardent is pretty sweet. It's kind of like a vintage sports car aesthetic, but you get some good utility with it as well when it comes to the weapons, which we'll be talking about. The real-life car it's based on and inspired by is the Lotus Esprit, and the Ardent delivers some pretty good acceleration here. You can have some pretty reliable handling as well under most driving conditions, even if you take it off-road. Obviously, it's not an off-road vehicle, but it handles well. It'll also handle really well at just like mid-range speed. At the absolute top end, it does show signs of kind of understeer if you take a turn, and sometimes you can have some weird issues with shifting, but it kind of just depends on if you're like curb boosting or not. It's kind of like a weird thing. You won't really notice it when you're driving, but when you push this car at higher speeds, you'll definitely see some understeer. Thankfully though, the braking is more than up to the task, and you'll stop very, very fast with this car. The brakes rock. You also get some great weapons, and this is what sets it apart from most other sports cars: the built-in weaponry, specifically the twin front-mounted machine guns. These can deal pretty solid damage to players who are unarmored, but also just like normal cars driving around, so it's a useful pick in free mode skirmishes, or you know, if you're doing some money grinding and you have some enemies and stuff like that, just enemy AI. But if you go up against more tougher, more heavily armored either players or actual enemies as well, who are in like an armored vehicle, say for example, obviously that's not going to be effective for it. Overall, the Ardent isn't really going to be a top tier pick for racing or combat outright, but I do think it is worth getting this week because overall you get decent performance as well as some pretty valuable combat functionality, and you also get that classic 80s style in a vehicle, all for absolutely free. Here is how I have my Ocelot Ardent customized. On my other character, I actually went with more of like the desert splotched livery, so I made it sort of like yellowish tan and beige and brown and stuff like that, sort of just to match the military vehicle theme. But I wanted to opt for this today because, you know, might as well with the second vehicle make it a little bit different. I gotta say, at sunrise, the chrome doesn't look that great. Look at that lighting glitch. Oh god, that's terrible. I thought it would look kind of cool and go with the brushed metal, but maybe I should go with black as the secondary color and not do that. I never use chrome on a car, but here I am trying it out, and yeah, I don't like it. Anyways, let's start. We set a record time with the Krieger last week. That was the fastest vehicle to get around this track. With this car, we already reviewed it once. I think we set maybe like a 2-minute and 50-second pace, I want to say. Maybe actually a little bit closer to 3 minutes. So I'm gonna bring up my stopwatch, and we are gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. Just honestly, I was about to say a little bit of wheel spin off the bat, but honestly, there was basically nothing. That was freaking cool. This car hooked up right away. Oh my god, my head is itchy too. Right under the headband of my headphones. But we're already locked in. I'm just gonna have to deal with the itchy dome for the rest of this speed run right here. Or this trial run. Actually, no, I could use my other thumb on the left thumbstick to control the vehicle. I got it. I scratched the itch. Oh my gosh. Man. I will say, when it comes to this car, I remember feeling almost a little bit more stiff before with the suspension and like not wanting to get around a turn, but this thing claws at the road. Wow, I love the feeling of this car while you drive it. It feels fast too. It feels very quick. I can't wait to show you guys the next vehicle. Oh, that's a problem. Can we flip it? That's gonna be, oh god. Okay, that was like a good, I don't know, 5 or 8 seconds off our time there. I can't restart, man. I mean, I could. Maybe for that bad of a crash, I should. But usually I like to just go through and showcase this. Kind of my first run. I mean, I'm just logging in for the first time today, basically. I have not driven this vehicle in a while, so I'm already out of practice with this particular car. But you guys know me. I don't do any cuts for this type of thing. You know, to make a good video, you want some cuts and edits and stuff like that. But to showcase to you the power of these vehicles, I don't like to do that. I like to give you guys the raw performance so you can see, you know, just what it's like driving. Could I do it over and over and over again and keep redoing this until I get a flawless time? Yeah, sure, but that's not showcasing the reality of driving a car in GTA Online. You're gonna crash, and obviously, if I'm trying to do a standardized test and set the time, then I'd want to do that. But I'm not here to do a Bruffy 1322 test with this car. He's already done that. We're just trying to see, in general, is this car fun to drive? Is it engaging? Is it good? Does it handle well? Does it feel like it's supposed to? Both in terms of the description of the game and according to Bruffy's test. And I gotta say, I am blown away by the performance of this vehicle. Why is he doing that? Like, bro, I get it. I'm in your lane and you're probably freaking out, but also I'm in your lane. So in order to not crash into you, I'm going to go back to the other side of the road to avoid crashing into you, right? That's crazy. He's flashing his high beams at me and everything. Calm down, Mr. NPC. I'm the only real person in this game right now. Getting around the track. We are actually setting a pretty good time even with those 2 crashes right there. We're going to set almost a 2-minute 50-second pace. It's going to be 2 minutes 51.5 seconds, basically. If we didn't crash, that would have been a 2-minute and 45-second time, I believe. This car rocks. I really enjoy driving this thing here in game. Definitely. Trying to win this week. Try and unlock it. I mean, it's basically, I mean, it is free. It is $0, but there's minimal effort involved. If you can't even join and engage and participate in one drag race to get a car that's over $1 million, I mean, what are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? And then for the second vehicle, we have this week's Diamond Casino Podium vehicle, which I love. It's the Ocelot Penetrator. It's sleek, it's speedy, and it's a supercar. It's originally released as part of the Import-Export DLC, I believe. It has a purchase price on Legendary Motorsport for $880,000. In terms of performance, I'd say the standout part of this vehicle is the super high top speed you can reach. It's a great pick for supercar races where straight line performance is going to matter most. Around a track, it still is very fast. You can keep pace, but obviously straight lines is what it performs best with. You also get great acceleration, so you get up to your top speed really fast. Pretty good handling as well. It definitely like commands presence on the road, I would say. And it's got a really long body style. It's got an elongated chassis, but still you can be very maneuverable while city driving. And it's got pretty good front wheel placement and extended steering range. So you will find that the handling on this thing is better than you would think for a super long vehicle like this. That does not mean this vehicle doesn't have flaws though, because when it comes to the handling with sharp corner entries at really high speed, you're gonna have crazy oversteer if you're not careful. You're gonna power slide, you're gonna drift, especially if you take like a hairpin turn or something like that. You have to slow down for it. Just keep that in mind. Overall, this car is gonna be best for a player who's very experienced at driving in this game. They know how to control the back end swing, stuff like that. But if you're a beginner, it's still a fun vehicle to drive. It's styled after that legendary Jaguar XJ220, which is amazing. So you get some 90s supercar flair. Bring that to Los Santos. Great performance, some nostalgic design. This car has so much history, along with the in-game Progen GP1, which is the McLaren F1. Both of these cars are super, super legendary for being like early stage supercars here in real life. And here we are with my Ocelot Penetrator, ladies and gentlemen. Customize it to look exactly like the stock Jaguar XJ220. It's raining, unfortunately. I don't like using vehicles in the rain to test because I'm gonna have less traction, but I feel like we can get by on a car like this. We'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, you can see the puddles forming on the road and everything. We are definitely gonna have less traction. That is gonna take away from our time, but I don't think it's gonna make a major difference. I kind of just want to get this done because I'd rather do it now. If I wait until nighttime, we're gonna have Halloween weather and we're gonna have rain anyway. Even if I go into my apartment to get rid of the rain, or excuse me, the Halloween weather, the streets are still going to be rainy, and it's just going to be normal nighttime. So I'd have to wait until the next cycle, and I don't really want to wait another like hour to record this segment. So we're probably just going to do it here. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. Blast off. Even in the rain, this car hooks up. Feels really good to drive. And like I was saying, the straight line performance of this car is exceptional. Around corners, you could definitely feel the car struggles a little bit, and probably a little bit of this is due to the weather itself. But the braking's awesome. Wow, you can see we got to really slow down around these corners, but it's still, I mean, traction in the rain. I feel like this is nice for a vehicle like this, because ultimately, is this the fastest supercar in the game? No. So do I need to get the quickest time to prove to you that in a video? No, because there's nothing that I'm really trying to prove with this car. I'm just trying to showcase it. So maybe a little bit of rain gameplay could be fun. The braking is what's not good in the rain. The handling, honestly, feels just fine. If you're taking a really sharp corner, you want to lay off that throttle a little bit. And we are kind of going at a slower pace. But I would say speed this up by 20 or 30%. Maybe just 20%. And that's probably the true performance of this vehicle. So like once we set that time, we could see what it'll actually be, because like I said, with the rain, traction loss is a thing. Oh god, we just got to be careful not to crash. So far so good though. A turn like this, you want to make sure we slow down for. I get some comments from players asking, if you're going to do this track for the video, why don't you make a custom race course out of it? And the reason for that is because I want the traffic on. I mean, I could just make the or keep the traffic on and still do a custom race course, but I like to do it just in the free mode, because that's where you're most likely driving the vehicles. I mean, if you want to use this for racing, you can. Any vehicle, feel free. But I'm kind of showcasing it in just the average player's eyes of like, you're going to be driving this around the map, money grinding with it, just driving it for fun, things like that. So far so good. We're at a 1 minute 50 second pace, a little bit now, 1 minute 55 seconds. Going up the hill here, this is where I feel like the handling may run into trouble, especially with these cars. I'm trying to avoid the cars. I'm trying to not jam on the throttle so much that I lose traction, but also not brake too hard that I lose traction as well. But this thing stays planted enough. If you stay on the throttle and the corner is not too sharp, you're good to go. And then if you're approaching a sharp corner, you don't even need to brake. You just need to take your foot off the gas, and you will still maintain a lot of speed throughout the corners. You'll maintain control. This car is very satisfying to drive, even in the rain. It's a little bit more technical, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more slidey, right? You're gonna get nervous, but oh, whoa, that was close. We are losing quite a bit of time, but we're still gonna set almost the same pace as the Ardent. We're gonna get about a 2 minute and 51 second time with this thing. Again, speed up this time by like 20%. So what was that? 2 minute 53 second time, 2 minutes slower than the Ardent. But remember, we're driving this in the rain. I mean, this car is definitely way quicker than that, but you could see in the rain, I mean, it's only gonna handle better on dry pavement and tarmac. So imagine this thing when it's not raining. This car freaking rocks, ladies and gentlemen. Looks beautiful, sounds great, performs excellent even in the rain, which a lot of vehicles don't. You'd be surprised. And yeah, that's it. We are going to be wrapping everything up right here, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please consider dropping a like on it if you guys did go on to enjoy it and found the information and the vehicle reviews helpful. These are some sweet vehicles you can pick up for $0 in-game dollars this week for absolutely free. I mean, obviously you got to play the game a little bit, pick up your controller, and maybe get lucky on the lucky wheel. But when it comes to actually acquiring them, it doesn't cost you a single cent. So that's pretty sweet. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically at twitch.tv/hazardoushtv for more GTA Online money grinding live streams. It is the GTA 6 waiting room over on there. And I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. I have some big videos coming out this weekend. You guys will definitely enjoy them. All right. Adios, amigos.